Hello everybody, I'm back. You're lucky because I almost hit the button to start a live stream. Whoopsie daisy. Anyway, not that it would have hurt, but we're not live streaming today. So, whoopsie daisy. Anyway, depending on how I publish these, you may or may not have just watched a shuttle review by Veronica, Shuttles by Veronica. If I post this on a Monday, which is usually what I do. I like to post the learning bits usually on a Monday, and then like product review and stuff to buy. Usually I like to post those on Wednesday. I don't know why. It's just a weird thing within my little brain, so it's just the way I am. But if I post this one that I'm doing right now on Monday, then stay tuned Wednesday and you'll have a shuttle review for Shuttles by Veronica. And I'm going to be using one of the shuttles that I'm going to review on Wednesday today. Got all that? That's all, flip that, reverse it, the whole Willy Wonka thing. Anyway, that's the story and I'm sticking to it. So we're going to talk today about a lock chain. I do apologize that the videos for the individual elements at the end of the cross tat-a-long are not so quick in coming out. I have no excuses. I don't like excuses anyway. Excuses are just fancy lies. So I don't want to lie in any way, but I have been, I got slammed just recently, but before that, just not feeling like making a video so much. So I do apologize for that, and I will try to do better. But I know me, and I will try to do my best. And I apologize if you're waiting, though, for videos to come out and they're just not. So I do apologize for that. If you need anything, you can always get a hold of me. I have a Facebook page, this channel. I'm on Facebook fairly regularly. And if you absolutely can't find me any other way, there is an email attached to this. You can go to the YouTube channel info and get my email. And if not, that's fine too. So let's get to it. Today we're going to talk about lock chain. So, oh goodness, hold on. Let's see if we can get this working. Okay, let's try that again. Heyo. Okay, goodness me. So today we're going to be talking about a lock chain. It's a very simple technique, I will say. Here's an example of a lock chain, little piece of one anyway. And I would highly recommend, if you are doing a lock chain, to get two colors that are very different colors. They can be variegated and a solid. I love using a variegated and a solid together. Maybe not so much for a lock chain, but I love using those together. So today I've just got two of my favorite colors, a light green and a dark green. So hopefully that'll do us good. Otherwise, learning curve, we're going to have to do something different. But oh my word, I got this all tangled up. Okay, here we go. So this lighter green thread that's all become unwound here is just from this ball. I've left it attached to the ball. You don't need to use two shuttles. You can use a shuttle and a ball. And I've just made just a regular old knot to begin with. This is a chain element, so you will use either a shuttle and a ball or a shuttle and a shuttle. That would be two shuttles, lordy may. And I'm using one of Veronica's puzzle shuttles that you'll see in a video review coming up on Wednesday. So you just wrap for a chain, and these are great to use as like lanyard kind of things, especially if you make them with a lot thicker thread. This is size 10 that I'm using so that it shows up on camera. Most of my tatting I do in a size 20. If I'm tatting it for my own personal use or gifts or whatever, I usually use a size 20. This is a size 10, so it shows up on camera. So very simply, you just wrap for a chain. Got a little bit too much out there. And that was the lovely clicking sound. I didn't load any on the review. So there you got to hear it click. So very simply, you do the first half regular flipped, bring it down into the pinch, second half encapsulated or unflipped. So you keep this thread very taut, do not move this finger, and you just wrap around, do not flip the stitch, and pull it down next to its buddy. That is extremely hard to see. Let's get a couple more so we can see what it actually does. So first half flipped. So you'll see that middle finger move. See, it's flipped. I exaggerated it so you can see the flip down into the pinch. And I will say, tight tatters with me, tight tatters that are like me, do not tat these extremely tight. You don't want to do that. And see, I just flipped that stitch. So we're gonna flip it back because we don't want two flip stitches. Encapsulate, pull it down, and there you go. First half flipped, second half unflipped. See, I'm not gonna move this. This is extremely tight. Pull it down into the pinch, or pull it down next to its buddy. Keep moving up. First half flipped. I'm going to do exaggerated so you can see it flip. Second half unflipped. Okay, now you count it just like you would a double stitch. So this is first half, second half. So that's one. You're just not flipping that second half. And as you can see how good that shows up. Oh, not bad. As you can see, it kind of makes a little braided, if you will, look. But that's a lock chain. The first half is flipped. The second half is unflipped. And these, I mean, you can chain a mile most of the time unless it's a specific thing, like a specific length of something that you're going to go into something else. Usually there's not a ton of counts given, but these are great for like stems on things that have stems, like leaves, four-leaf clovers at the bottom of a four-leaf clover, apples. You could make that one. MCH has a free apple pattern that I absolutely love, and maybe you could do like a little stem like this and just attach it on. Our tat-a-long, our cross, these would be great. We did it in the tat-a-long video, but these would be great, I think, even if you attached it, like, you know, you could take this, obviously not in this color, and we talked about it a little bit in that video, and just attach it to the top, just tie it in, just even like that. Chain it however long you want, and it could be the tail, or it could come out the bottom, however you wanted to do it. I started this one on the side, but if you started if you stopped where you started, where you normally would, down at the bottom on this particular pattern, then it would automatically, you could just keep going and it would come out the bottom, and you could do it like that. Check out the tat-a-long video. We talked a lot about this at part 5, I do believe it is, about the tails and stuff. But this is a chain. It's a lock chain. It's a fairly simple technique, but if you're a newbie noob, it feels like you're doing something really, really cool. And that to me was one of those things. I think that's why I like split rings so much, because I would do it and it made me feel like I was being extra advanced or whatever, and it just made me feel like I was doing something above my skill level or challenging myself, even though this is a very simple thing to do. First half flipped, second half unflipped, and don't be super tight. Let's see if I can get some in here. Oh, I flipped it. Anyway, you'll see if you go too fast and you're messy and you flipping, it just kind of knots up on itself. I mean, that's not a terrible example. I mean, it looks pretty good right there. But you can see, if you were in person, you'd see that these three little stitches here look really knobby compared to the rest that's kind of flat and smooth. Let's see if I can do a good couple, and then we'll see the difference. See, I told you I'd throw those Veronica shuttles. I almost dropped it. But if you take your time and you kind of think about it, see how those that I just put in are nice and flat. Those are all knobby, and those at the beginning are nice and flat and looking good. So if you really tightly, woo, and if you can speak, that's a whole nother thing. But if you blah, 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 I'm not going to be able to say it. This is too much. Oh gosh. If you tat tightly, just be careful, because you can bunch up your stitches if you're going too fast and you're just crunching them all together. So just take your time, make sure that you let them flatten out like they're supposed to, like on the beginning of that. The first half is flipped, the second half is encapsulated or unflipped. And unflipped stitches, I'll just do an unflipped one. You do it the exact same over under, but this thread does not flip, so you just pull it along, keeping your core thread very, very tight, very taut, so it has no chance to flip over, and you're just pulling it down into the pinch. And then the first half is flipped as normal. You just flip that stitch over, bring it down into the pinch, and then same thing. You're encapsulating, unflipped, same thing. This is what you would do in the second half of a split ring. Rods unflipped. You would do the unflipped encapsulation. So there you go. There you have it. Pretty straightforward, I think. That's kind of an ugly chain, but that will give you the idea of laying it flat. Like this part looks really good. Get it right up in your grizzle. That part looks really good. And that beginning part looks really good. When you hurry, that middle part doesn't look so great. So just take your time. First half flipped, second half unflipped, encapsulated. And then you can just tie this off with a square knot or finish it off however you like. That's how I usually do it, because it looks just fine. So I usually just tie it like that because I'm lazy. A couple times, and then that one over this one kind of thing. I don't understand square knots, quite frankly. I try, but I don't really get it. So I think I just did a square knot, I'm not sure. But this is how I end off, and then it just leaves like that. See if I can get it in a good shot. Or you can do what I did at the beginning and just both of them together, wind it around and both of them through. Same difference, it doesn't matter. Just so that they don't come undone, and you could probably do that another time and it'd be just fine. But this is a lock chain, so it doesn't move. You can't make it close. So if you wanted this look, it has to be just like this. You can't close it into a ring. You can't turn it into a mock ring and close it. This is it. It's straight, and that's it. So I do encourage you to try it out. It's a lovely little design piece. It makes a lovely stem on something. It makes a lovely tail for a bookmark. It is very versatile and I think very easy. And for you newbies out there, this is something I'm sure that you could do and feel like you're doing something super pro-like. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you give it a try. It's really a lot of fun. It's really kind of hard to mess up, which is lovely. So there you are. So until next time, just remember that you are the masters of the thread. You have opposable thumbs and scissors. We'll see you next time. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.